Hello and welcome to episode 16. Oh man, that's crazy to think about. A Pixel Focus podcast where we provide insights and updates into the world of virtual photography. In case you're wondering, yes, I am sick, but we're going to go through this. We're on YouTube and all podcast platforms, so if you missed this live episode, you can always catch us up on those platforms. We don't have any VP news this week, but hope everyone who is listening either live or later, welcome to Pixel Focus. I'm N7 Specters, and of course I have SunOG5 with me. How are you doing, bud?
I'm great. I'd be better though if for some reason my little icon on the live stream wasn't glitching out. Why is it always something wrong with mine? Like, it just doesn't like me. What is this?
You're the problem child.
That's crazy. Problem child is crazy. Yeah. No, I'm doing all right, I guess. It's too hot here. I wish it was colder. I have to keep opening the windows, but then it gets hot again.
How hot is it over there?
It's ranging into the upper 80s. I know that's not hot for some of you, but yeah, I don't like it.
Are you more of a cold person?
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, no, if I could live in the north right now, like by choice, I so would. Oh, I'm from the US for all those Europeans out there, by the way. But yeah, no, I'm good. How are you? Other than being sick?
Yep. Had a good solid lunch, thanks to Nash, and I am here
Yo,
and just enjoying life.
that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Happy to hear that.
Yep.
Also get better.
Gonna try.
All right. Well, since we don't have any news for y'all, I guess we can get right into it. So, today we have a very special guest as always, but this one is one of my favorite VPs, Jen, the abstract queen. She is also the host of VP for Autism. And when I tell you that out of like anybody that I've seen do this type of virtual photography, she, in my opinion, is the best at it. Bruh, I the kind of again for all of you who either do or don't know what abstract is, it's basically not like contemporary versions of the art form. So for us specifically, it would be VP, right? Um, so it's kind of out of the ordinary things that wouldn't make sense but come together in the composition very well. So she's amazing at that. So again, we'd like to introduce our special guest, Jen.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, friend. How are you?
Good. I'm like I said, I'm slowly waking up.
Same. I decided.
Slowly but surely, I'm waking up.
Yeah, I get you. I decided to try to take a nap at like 12 o'clock, and then I woke up 20 minutes later, and it was terrible. So I get it. Yeah, and you're kind of busy recently, right?
Yeah, cause I work weekend overnight, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights, like
Jeez.
12-hour shift.
Yikes. Oh my God,
Yeah.
12 hours for like days on
Mhm.
end?
Just 3 days.
Nope, couldn't be me. Nope. Mm-mm. No,
Well, honestly, I prefer it versus like the 9 to 5, 5 days a week.
that's fair. That's
Hmm.
fair.
Okay.
I get that.
So it's just like a trade-off in a sense.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but unfortunately, I did sign up for some overtime this
Oh.
coming week, so I'm working 5 days a week for 12 hours, so 12 hours.
Nope.
So I'm gonna be very tired.
No, no, you got it. That's all you, friend.
Yeah,
my
I'll be
God.
tired and I might be grumpy.
Yeah, I would be too. Golly, 12 hours for 5 days is crazy.
It is. Especially if you're going to the same place over and over again and having to deal with things you don't want to deal with.
Oh,
Mm,
jeez.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I would hate it, but I'm glad that you love what you're doing, so
Yes, I do. I do. I really
that's
do.
awesome. That's awesome. All right, well, I guess we can get straight into it. So we're just gonna go ahead and bring up the conversation. What is the concept of abstract? I know I gave a kind of brief description, but considering the fact that you're the queen of it, what? How would you describe it? How would you go about saying what it is?
For me, when it comes to like abstract for me, I base everything on my emotion or how I feel or how I want the
Hmm.
person looking at my picture to feel when they see it.
Okay.
Um, but abstract is just pretty much it's to me abstract is more freedom versus your more traditional like landscape or portraits or you know other styles of photography.
Hmm.
And that's why I've loved about abstract. I have more freedom to convey how I want my photos to be or be seen. Um, and then like it all started more off where because for me, I'm one of those that when I play a game, I'll go and put in the pause to the game so I can
Hmm.
look at the details on the walls, like if there's like a billboard or whatnot. And it all started with noticing the different textures. Um, and I would take pictures of that,
Hmm.
or like even like the textures and carpets in the games or things like that. And it just was slowly drawn to it,
Hmm.
and then when I started doing that, I actually started looking more into like actual photographers, abstract photographers, um, and then was getting inspired to even try other things as far as in the realm of the abstract. So,
Okay.
like Saul Leiter, Olga Kolowitz, Daido Moriyama, like all these different photographers are like pretty much how it inspired me to get into abstract.
Because you're a real life IRL photographer, correct?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say like I'm a professional, but I've been VP. Um, Doing VP pushed me to actually get into photography,
Okay.
and then the reason being is because I was going into it was Days Gone, and I was in the photo mode at Days Gone, and I was like, I really don't understand what half of these camera tools are.
Right.
So I started watching YouTube videos. I started reading like blogs and websites talking about the different tools, camera tools.
Hmm.
And I was like, actually, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I ended up getting my own camera. And so if I wasn't able to do anything virtually, I was out and about practicing.
Oh.
And I just end up love doing photography outside of the virtual realm.
So in a sense, you
Okay.
sort of reversed engineered virtual photography for yourself, in a way.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Usually, it's
That
the
is
other way
really cool.
around. At
Yeah.
least the
Yeah.
guests that we've had is that they take real life photos and then they were able to apply it to virtual photography. You're the first person I've heard that's actually done the reverse of that, which is pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for virtual photography, the way I see things now, like especially if I'm watching like a movie and I notice the cinematography in the movie. Like I noticed the composition on why the director wanted the picture, that scene to look a certain way.
Right. Yeah.
I understand it now. And that's all because of virtual photography.
Hmm.
Do you even go into
Right.
detail about the color and the lighting? Because Nash and I sort
Oh
of do the
yes.
same thing. Yeah, and now because we've watched a
Yeah.
few
Cause like with
stuff.
Wes Anderson,
Hmm.
director Wes Anderson, his color, the lighting in his movies, like I wouldn't have noticed any of that stuff or even cared really. I was just like, oh, that's a good movie, but I'm like, oh wow, I know why it's this tone, why they're using these tones in this movie. So, but yeah, it opened my eyes to other things outside of the virtual world, and I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing now if it wasn't for virtual photography.
Yeah, that's really cool. I I actually can say that I've heard from a lot of people that it's just helped them to appreciate other forms of media. So it's a really great thing to kind of consistently hear that from virtual photographers who come onto the show. Um, Whether they originally started as, photographers or went into it or not. Um, a lot of times we'll hear like, whether it be a show that they watched before or a movie that they watched before, just like you mentioned, they'll be able
Mhm.
to see certain parts that they're like, oh, okay, I get that now. So yeah, that's dope.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. No, I mean, well, definitely a different perspective on the abstract thing. I actually heard you say about just looking at details on the walls and things like that. Dude, honestly, I would have never even thought to do that. But no, that's cool that that's kind of how you see it cuz on from what I've noticed about other VPs and myself, we don't tend to look at those kind of things. Not that we never
Mhm.
do, but it's not something that we do often, probably as much as you do, which it's amazing to know that you have that kind of sight.
Mhm.
Could you give us an
Well,
example? You mentioned about the wall. Could you give an example?
mhm.
So you see a wall. For us, it's just a wall.
Yeah.
How does your brain work with? No, this is not just a wall. This is a
Okay,
blank.
so control the ashtray maze section of the game. You have it looks like an old like I always say it's very close to like a very Art Deco Miami hotel where you have your traditional look walls or whatever. But if you look at the walls and you can just change the angle on the camera, you can change the shapes of the patterns on the wall. Or if you
Oh,
can
okay.
like, and then looking on the carpets too, like you could, like I can smell old, like artsy like hotel when I look at that room
Oh,
and that
wow.
section of the map. Like
Wow.
I can visually see, okay, this is I can be there. I can see it. And without those little details, that section of the game wouldn't be as amazing as it is.
See, see, she
And
she
that's what I
cheating. She
love
got
about
smell-o-vision.
the details in the games.
See, nah, she cheating. She got smell-o-vision on her monitor, bruh, or on her TV. She cheating. We can tell. That's why she's so good at it. She got other
But
things
yeah, if
going
you
on.
go on the walls, like if you're looking at a wall that has like a wallpaper pattern on it, even if you just tilt the camera a little bit, you can
Mhm.
change the shape, you can change the pictures of the wallpaper to become a totally different pattern.
That's amazing, dude. What? Nah, I what? I can't, bro. I can't even like. Okay, you're gonna have to give me a lesson one day. We're gonna have to like sit down and like just do that because I can't. Like I'm trying to visualize what she's talking about. It's not that I can't. It's just to consistently do that is incredible.
We
That's
did just get a
wild.
comment from one of our community members. He goes by BB. Uh, he says, "Smell-o-vision hits me right in the feels."
Oh
So
my god.
apparently he can relate.
Apparently he can relate.
Yeah.
No,
Like
that's
you know,
awesome.
and I play control a lot. So like when I
Hmm.
play it, I smell government office building because of the VA. Like I smell it. Like I can vision the smell of that building.
So,
Plus decomposition too, because like decomp
mhm,
there's a lot of dead bodies in there, but
yeah.
still like I smell government office.
So, do you think, and this is, this is a legitimate question. Do you think that uh smells for you actually kind of influence your VP?
For me, smells not necessarily, but it just makes me appreciate the amount of time the developers and the people that put
Okay.
those games together to
Hmm.
create that atmosphere, to
Yeah.
create that section of the game,
Hmm.
because they really put in a lot of work and detail to immerse you into that world.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you definitely believe like when a developing company um kind of takes their time on more than just maybe the subject itself, but its environment, that can possibly help with abstract.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Gotcha.
if you don't, without the little details,
Mm-hmm.
all you have is just the main character in the story.
Right.
You need those details to put everything together. And when you see those little details that they put in the game, even if it's just a vase in the corner,
Mm-hmm.
it makes a big difference.
Okay. Hey. Yeah. Well, there you go. Insights for y'all. As we do on this show. That's what we do here. We do insights and updates, and you just got some insights. You're welcome. From Jen. But yeah, no, that's super cool. I do actually want to ask though. So while developers in some cases do a lot that they can to make sure that, maybe environments have those small details and all these different things, and that would help in abstract VP, as you mentioned. um why do you think it is that a lot of people, since they have all of those, different things that could help them in that, why do you think it is that they might a lot of times avoid doing abstract VP?
I think it's because it's not saying necessarily afraid. It's kind of jumping out of their comfort zone
Hmm.
because everyone's really used to doing like your portraits, your landscapes, you
Hmm.
know, things like that. And when they think abstract, a lot of the times they may be thinking it's harder than it actually is.
Hmm.
Like just taking a picture of based on just textures on a building, or like say you got buildings and they're all different length, like different heights.
Hmm.
And if you just adjust the angle on the camera angle, you have a different way of looking at the building. But it doesn't tend to get a lot of notice, especially when it comes to like the companies, when it comes to like reposting or being, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't get noticed very often. So a
Right.
lot of people tend to shy away from doing abstract in general.
Okay. So you believe that they
Because you
kind of
notice a lot
avoid
of things that get shared are portraits or
it.
action
Right.
shots or
Right.
landscapes.
So you think due to the lack of um notoriety with abstract, that a lot of people shy away from it because they might not get as much interaction on socials, or at least
Yes,
that's part of it.
and because it's something they're probably not comfortable with,
Hmm.
it might deter them from not even trying.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. So what would be kind of your pep talk to somebody who may want to get into abstract but has those feelings about it that you just mentioned?
You're just gonna have to jump in.
All right. Yeah.
It might not get noticed right away, but trust me, I had I had recently been followed by 505 Games and Control, and I've been taking pictures for Control for a long time, and they notice.
Hmm.
It might take a while, but they'll notice. And I stuck to everything that I've done as far as my style. I haven't swayed from it.
Hmm.
I made it. I made it there. I was able to get the follow because I stuck to the. I was true to myself and what I liked as far as posts on my X page. And I mean, I've had like pictures been liked by Sam Lake, a lot of them, and they were my abstract pictures. So you'll get noticed. You might not get the bunch of likes or the retweets, but you'll get noticed. If it's a really good picture and a really good abstract, you will get noticed.
Right. That's dope.
You're just gonna have to look past the likes and the retweets
Hmm.
to keep doing it. And that's the thing. It's like if you're focusing on the likes and the retweets and it's doing abstract, you're not gonna last very long.
Yeah.
You just gonna have to. It's one of those things where you're gonna have. You love doing it, and that's just who you are, and that's what I've done for the
Mhm.
past 3 years. It's been strictly abstract.
Yeah. 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 Because you definitely have been in that scene pretty much, in my opinion, for the most part, pretty much the only person that at least I know who's known for it. So, no, that's awesome that you kind of stuck to who you are, and what you enjoy doing, and that's another thing to let everybody know is just like be true to yourself, man. Don't try to do things purely just because it's gonna get interaction. I mean, I get it if for some of you that's what you want to do, and it is what it is, but definitely if you really love virtual photography, just be yourself. Don't try to be what everybody else wants you to be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Jen saying that, that's huge. So coming from somebody who took all that time, regardless of being noticed or not, to continue to be who you are in this and eventually becoming noticed for that reason alone, that's amazing. And I'm really glad for all the listeners that are here just so that they can, you know, have someone who's experienced that happen. So really happy that you said that.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that too because I totally relate with that. But instead of in the photography world, is more in the video content creation world because I got a
Yeah.
few people who've reached out to me. It was like, hey, you've been streaming, are there any tips? And I'm just like, uh, go against the grain. Don't jump
Mhm.
into, if you want to play it, fine, but just expect that you won't be noticed, especially on Twitch, because if there's a popular game, you're going to have zero followers or, zero views. You're going to be at the bottom of the list. And so,
Mhm.
unless you
Mm-hmm.
do something very unique, you're not going to be found and then you'll be disappointed and you're just going to be discouraged and you're just going to go into that vicious cycle of just downward spirals. But if you figure out a game that you enjoy and it might not be popular, but then you can
Mhm.
build it because my first channel, believe it or not, this is my second channel I created.
Oh,
The
wait, I
first
didn't know
one,
that. Wait a second.
yeah. So, yeah, it used to be Snake Eyes is based off the GI Joe
Oh,
Ninja
I
Snake
didn't know
Eyes.
that at all. What?
Yeah.
This is completely new information.
Yeah, so N7 was not my first one. It was Snake Eyes, and it was based off the GI Joe Ninja because I thought he was cool. Uh, but I went into a game, DC Universe Online, because I was like, hey, I joined this game. I don't see any tutorials for it, and
Yeah.
so I was like, I'll just start doing it. And I had no viewers or subs or anything,
Hmm.
but because as Jen said, she just kept on with it. Uh, I just built a following through that. So it just, I'm like, yes, I totally relate with it. Just stay in your lane. Don't worry about what people think, views, likes, and all that. At the end of the day,
Yep.
is not. It's nice to have, but the people who like your content are going to stick with you no matter what, no matter where
Oh
you
yeah.
go.
Right.
So
Oh yeah.
Right.
yeah, so that was my TED talk. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
No, I
talk.
mean,
Good talk.
right, right. Great talk. Great talk. Exactly. But no, that's really true. I mean, you don't have to play or do the most popular thing out there, in order for you to have a loyal fan base. As long as you're doing what you love, they're gonna love what you love. Um, and honestly, I mean, I can definitely say, I had experienced that, just kind of sticking to what I like to do. And I mean, I think I had a moment where, I had a friend of mine who I was going along with, and they skyrocketed, but I kind of stayed in the same plateau for a moment. And it kind of, it dug at me for a second, but then I remembered somebody telling me exactly what you guys are saying. Um, and I just said, whatever. I'm just gonna stick to it, be me. Whether I play a different game or not, I'm just gonna take pictures that I like and games that I like to play, and we'll do it just like that. And if people leave, they leave. But if they stay, they stay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I can definitely say it ended up working out for me in the long run. But yeah, no, I mean, been here a year doing this, and the people who were here since day one, they stuck around. So yeah, for all you guys who might be wondering about your followers and everything like that, you might be new to social media, you might be only here for maybe a few months or so, and you're kind of having situations where you feel like, oh man, I'm not sure if people are going to be staying and watching what I do, or you have some kind of worry in regards to your following. Don't. You keep doing exactly what you're doing, and they will come along beside you the entire time. I promise.
And
Um,
plus, you're
Yep.
much happier. If
yes,
you're much
Oh
happier,
yes.
just saying.
yeah,
You for sure. Like, it's I'll post. I don't even have like a set time when I post. I only like post things when I have time. So it might be like at midnight while I'm at work and
hmm
there's downtime, and it's the only time I'm able to post something. So I'll post it. And in mine, I probably get like 5 likes or whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just repost it again later. It's just when I post something, it's because I have a connection with the photo that I've taken and the
yeah,
way I've done it, the editing and stuff like that, and I like it.
yeah. See, she don't even care about them numbers, bro. She just likes what she do. That's what's up. Love that. Love, love, love it. And actually, since we're you know talking to the queen of VP, or queen of, well, maybe in some aspects, but queen of abstract VP. Um, so just want to ask you, how can virtual photographers improve or begin taking abstract? I know that you mentioned just getting in there and doing it, but I do also know you talked about looking. I guess some people could look at the wall and say, "Ooh, textures," but if they're apprehensive about it or not, and they just want to get straight into it, what are a couple of tips that you would give them to kind of go about starting?
Keeping it simple
Okay.
because you don't want to make the abstract so over the top to where when somebody looks at it, they're like, what am I looking at?
Right.
So keeping the abstraction simple. So like if you're wanting to focus mainly on texture, focus on the texture. If you want to focus on like a shape,
hmm
like you see, like say you, for example, in Control, like if you look at the ceiling in one of the games, it's a bunch of circles on the wall on the ceiling. So if you want to just focus on the shape of that ceiling because there's a bunch of circles on it,
hmm
it's just that's the easier way to start. Um, and like repetition and patterns.
Okay.
Um, utilizing the environment, like say your character's in a room that has blinds. We'll line up your character where the blinds are blocking the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, but you still like the nose or the eyes, but the mouth is open, or the eyes and the mouth is covered, but the nose is open.
Mm,
To create like an abstract portrait. And
okay.
sometimes I like utilizing glitches in the photo
Yeah.
mode too.
hmm
Um,
Because
utilizing the
glitches always
glitches in
make
the
it
photo
easier.
modes could make, especially with Ghost of Tsushima, there's a tons of little
Yeah.
glitches you can do to create really beautiful abstract photos in there.
Yeah, because I mean, glitches kind of provide abstract scenes themselves. You see a lot of weird stuff when you glitch games out. So
Hmm.
very, very uncanny situations. So yeah, no, that's dope. I mean, okay, so we kind of keep things simple, utilize different elements to maybe cover certain portions of things, but then keeping other ones open so that we can, you know, have a I guess you could call it economy even, because closed to open. But yeah, no, I mean, that's okay. So just those are really good tips. See,
Hmm.
in seven, this is why we invited her on.
Yeah, I'm looking at the slideshow that we have on for those who are listening afterwards. We typically like to have a slideshow of the guests some of their
Mhm.
photos, and I really enjoy. I don't know what's with it, but there's a picture of a bush, literally a bush, and it's just a shadow. And I'm always intrigued when it comes around. I'm just like, huh, never thought of picturing it like that, but it's so cool. So
Yeah.
Which picture?
I'm not sure.
Bush.
It's coming in a little bit. Right now is the Ghost of Tsushima one, black and white. Uh, I think it's in a desert. I think.
That's Cyberpunk. That's my character jumping in the air.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
her.
okay.
That's the character's afro. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that picture, the reason why I had picked the pictures that I picked in there are because there was reasons behind it because they're milestones.
Okay.
So with that picture, I won um the photo awards, VP awards. I won the abstract in 2022. And that was the picture that I won it with.
Yeah, I didn't even know that she was a VP award winner. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Insights and updates.
There and a lot of the things I like to do is like I do utilize the character shadows. Like if I see something when I look at it and I'm like, oh, that reminds me of a clock. So like a sundial. I was using her. I had different pictures of her doing different movements, and it looked like a clock, like a sundial, because I was out in the desert and her shadow was hitting the ground, and
Yeah.
depending on where I was, it looked like a time, like a clock. So I was like, that's actually pretty cool.
Oh wow. See, I guess certain things also can kind of come with just having done it for a bit. You start looking at maybe just like you said your character, but as a sundial. I mean, making those dots connect that way, I guess, can also come from just having done abstract after so long. Um
hmm
So yeah, I can definitely easily see. I mean, I can see exactly what you're talking about. That it really does look that way. It's just I guess for a lot of us, that's not like the first thing we think of. But when you get into that realm, and especially if you're doing it as often as you are, then yeah, I could see that being a very easy thought that kind of comes to you.
hmm
Yeah, that's cool.
Um, the one that's black and white, the guardians, where the hand and the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I submitted that one for the VP Awards in 2021,
Okay.
and that's when I finally started getting into virtual photography.
Okay.
Um, and I was a finalist, and then because of that, I was like, "This is what I want to do." And I was a finalist for abstract
Oh,
with that photo, and I was like, "This is
wow.
the route I'm gonna go. This is what I want to do. I want to do my main stuff is just mainly abstraction. I will still work on the other things, but my main focus is abstract." And to get that validation to be a finalist and to notice that people outside of the VP community, like other photographers, because there are
Mhm.
other photographer judges, love my picture that much to make me a finalist for that category.
That's
And I
awesome.
was like,
Oh, good.
so yeah, that and the reason why I did that picture is because it reminded me of a guitar.
Oh, you know what? It does look like one. Okay.
You
See,
know, being a guitarist, that my brain immediately went to that. I was like, that looks like a guitar.
and it's crazy because mine did not. I am not a guitarist, so my thought was, I don't know what those things are called. It's like this meter. It's this weird meter that has like at the end of it. It's just this little circle with like some liquid in it. I forgot what those things are called
Is
though.
it a
Not the.
leveler?
I think
Lavaline?
so.
Like in those
It.
construction
I.
workers, is like big
Yeah.
red beam or
Yeah. Uh
yellow
huh.
beam, but in the middle, this is little
Oh, like a
Yeah.
cylinder, is a
level?
bubble, a little
Yeah.
bubble
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
with lines.
Yeah. That's what I thought of,
Mm.
and I was like, okay, but no, that's cool. Yeah. And actually, funny enough, she ended up literally just answering what the next question was, which was how did abstract become her main focus in virtual photography. So she kind of just answered it. So
Oh,
yeah,
you know, my other skill is psychic, right?
that's crazy. She can read your mind in 7. What? Okay. How many fingers am I holding up?
5.
I okay. I wasn't. It was 3, but I would originally was gonna go for 5, and then I switched it. So
Ooh.
that's crazy. Oh,
and
that's what's
and
up,
so is
though.
this any post processing? I know we had a discussion a little bit of post processing versus non post processing, but these photos that were in the slideshow is all just in the game virtual photography, or did you have to touch it up a few times?
There's sometimes I don't have to, because what I wanted to convey in the picture itself was more than enough within the photo mode. But things where I add, like, especially with my abstract portraits, I do end up doing extra editing to them, because I wanted to create more. I wanted to convey more of an emotion to the photo itself versus than just that actual portrait. So,
Mhm.
um, like with one of my, I don't know what it's called. It's like a wavy, almost like puddle-esque, like edit to it that I use on a lot of my abstracts. And
Does it look like a
I
TV
would have to
monitor
go.
glitch?
Oh yeah, like for the actual glitches too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know which photo we're
Yeah,
talking about, but
there's a control picture that's been going through. It looks like a forward-facing shot, but looks like there's a glitch. It looks like those old TVs that had if you put a magnet too close to it. Don't ask me why I know what that is like. It just looks like it's like glitching out and all that. So
okay, now I know which one you're talking about. Does it look
hmm
like the guy's holding his ears?
yeah,
Mhm.
hmm
Yeah.
Okay, so that picture there, it was for my VP for autism. Because this week's theme is surrealism, and it was representing the social and um, communication, like interactions and issues that a lot of those who are on the spectrum have, and that was my
mm,
representation. Um, that's why you kind of see like it looks like a TV screen, but if
hmm
you notice that there is actually like a circular blur around him,
hmm
Mhm.
and then you notice that the eyes are open, but like his ears are all distorted with the glitch, and the mouth is all distorted with the glitch.
Yeah.
And that was representing the autism
mm.
in the picture.
And that was
Mm.
post
So
processing.
yeah,
Okay, all right.
and I use an app. It's actually it's called Glitch. So
Mm.
when I do
Oh,
things like
oh wow.
that, yeah, it's called Glitch. When I do stuff like that, I only edit it in that app, so I don't go edit it again outside of that app, because I don't want to like decrease the uh what's that word I'm looking
The
for?
quality.
Yeah, that way I don't
Mhm.
mess up the picture quality itself and just keep
Yeah.
decreasing it and stuff like that. So I try to, when I do things like that, that's the only edit I'm going to use.
Gotcha. Yeah. Actually, and in 7, the swirl the puddle effect that she was talking about, it was the one with Jessie from Control, where it has like her face is like swirling into a spiral basically up top.
Okay.
That was what she was talking about. Um, but also she keeps moving our podcast along because the next topic was about VP for autism. So bro, she might as well just do the podcast herself.
Or we're just
At
on the
this
same
point,
wavelength. There we go.
maybe,
Mhm.
or she's controlling us.
Oh, are we in the Matrix? Do you have a black cat that's glitching?
Is that what's happening right now? Is that why you're so good with your abstract? Is because you literally control the matrix?
Uh, it's funny you say that, because I have a picture for, because when I played Cyberpunk, and you know Keanu Reeves is in Cyberpunk, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
um, I did do an edit with the Matrix like numbers in the back with him. Because I
See?
made my own cyberpunk tarot cards.
You see what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
nice.
You see what I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about. She controlling this whole thing, bro. She knew that we were gonna ask her from the jump because she's the one who planted the idea to do it. No, that's cool though. That's really cool. No, we gotta you gotta go ahead and send us that because I would love to see that. I didn't catch it, so
Oh yeah, this was before you actually showed up, and this was like back in, when did Cyberpunk come out? Was it 2020
something like
or
that.
2021?
Hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I was like having like a
Do you have it on your
creative
Twitter
blog,
or
and
X post? Do you have it on your X file profile?
Probably way back, dude.
yeah, but you
Okay,
probably,
I'm gonna
I don't know
go
how far
digging.
back you
I'm gonna
can
go
go.
digging because I'm pretty sure the audience watching will definitely want to see what we're talking about. So while you
You're
continue
gonna
with the question,
dig
I'm gonna go digging. I'll
to
be back.
Okay,
2020.
I even did like a quick video that shows like all of them.
Okay. All right,
You're gonna dig back to 2020.
dude. My dedication is real. Just
You,
saying.
you know what? Okay, I'll let you have it, but oh man. Okay, well, while you're doing that, we can go ahead and talk about VP for Autism. So, tell us a little bit more about that campaign of yours.
Okay, so it's my third year doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I did it, it was mainly I wasn't as involved as I am now,
Okay.
because at that time I just got the diagnosis for my son, and it was just my way of like expressing and kind of decompress about everything that was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and virtual photography is my way of doing so. I was like, let me put the two together.
Yeah.
And I did. I took a couple pictures, I explained it, and then I posted. But like I said, it wasn't as involved as it is now. Um, Last year, I was more involved where I put more of a story into each post about how my journey has come as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, I wanted to make it more involved within the community, because I know there's a lot of people that are on the spectrum
Yeah.
that don't feel like they're heard,
Mm-hmm.
or have a hard time trying to um interact socially and stuff like that.
Right.
And and I figured it was a fun way and a creative way to make awareness, but also bring everybody together.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's
And
awesome.
so yeah, and I mean, coming up with like the ideas for like the weekly themes, and that took me about a month to think of like, what do I want to do, why I'm going to choose this theme for this week. um Putting a little bit of like reasoning by why I chose this theme,
Okay.
relating it to autism, like, things like that. For like an example, like when I said repetition, it was representing stemming, which is
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that happens when those are who are they can tend to do things repetitively, like lining up cars or lining up their toys, or you know um like clapping their hands, things like that,
Right.
that are just on repetition. So I figured that it was a great way of doing that and representing that, and throw some awareness. So if you see somebody doing things like that,
Yeah.
okay, this is what's going on.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, mhm.
And
And
it kind of helps people understand. You're doing a good job of basically helping people understand like what those people are going through during you know their life pretty much all the different situations that they have going on um and I'm assuming that each of the hashtag well not hashtags but each of the topics that you put out for each week um just having people kind of sending in photos that represent that it shows like okay this is kind of how this person may even see it you know what I mean
mhm.
um, or experience whatever it is that that person just took a photo of if they were in that position with whatever's going on during the shot, they might kind of experience it that way. It might feel like that for them.
Right. Right.
That's
Yeah, 'cause I was like a great way to introduce the first week was the abstract portrait because there's not just one type of autism.
right.
It's there's multiple, like, it's that the spectrum is just it's so vast and there's
Mhm.
different levels. And I figured, and I was like, abstract portrait is the perfect example to explain that
Gotcha.
because it's not cookie cutter.
Right.
And another great thing that I loved about this month with these themes, I got to see people post photos and get to see the type of creativity that they have
Hmm.
outside of their normal pictures.
Yeah.
Like things you didn't think people, things you didn't think, oh wow, that's awesome. They came up with that,
Right. Right.
and it was great to see things totally different on my timeline versus like
Hmm.
the regular stuff that everybody posts. But it's been refreshing to see all that, and I'm like, oh wow, this is awesome.
Yeah. And
So,
actually, it's kind of a good way to get somebody into doing abstract shots is your campaign as well. They
hmm
get to be a part of a really sorry, excuse me. They get to be a part of a very dynamic and inclusive, but also important campaign or event that you're driving right now. And then also they get to try something new that they may not have or may have tried it before and just didn't do it as much and kind of get back into it. So that's
hmm
an awesome thing that you're hosting right now, considering the fact that you're getting people out of their comfort zones. You know,
right,
that's dope. I love that. Good stuff, Jen.
yeah. Okay,
Out
well,
here
I'm
doing
telling you, the next theme is negative filters. So I want to see some Spider-Man because I know there's a negative filter option, right?
there is a negative
Okay.
filter option. That's true.
Yeah, so I need to see some Spider-Man.
Okay. I will be sure to go ahead and I mean, I have been jumping into other filters. I mean, you already know I use all of them. So, but I have been jumping into other filters lately, so I'll go ahead and throw in something and I'll try to do my best.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But no, that's what's up. I definitely want to see what everybody is getting into, what everyone's sending in. These so far from what I've seen, the event has not only been going well, but it's incredible to see what all these people have been sending in so far. So
Mhm.
yeah, no, for all of you who are listening who might not know about it, Jen is hosting VP for Autism, which is basically a more abstract event for virtual photography. So, and it is primarily helping people understand and cause awareness for autism. It's helping people to understand kind of what they're going through, what they're visualizing or hearing or anything like that, so that we can be able to help spread that cause. So, yeah, if you guys are any VPs here listening that might not have known about it, go ahead and check it out. Again, that's hashtag VP for autism. That's with a number 4. And yeah, go ahead and see what it's about and maybe join in yourself.
Yes, I'm
That's
glad to have everybody. I do
yeah,
have a higher appreciation for those who put video showcases together because that's a lot of work.
it is. It
It
really
takes me
is.
like I takes me I what I end up doing is I bookmark everybody and then like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I'm putting a whole video together.
Mm-hmm. Yup.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So I have a appreciation for those who do those on the daily.
Yeah, no, there's been a few people who do that like daily or weekly. Um,
hmm
yeah, yeah, hats off to y'all. Seriously. Um,
Well, I
y'all
am
are
back,
different.
and I actually reached the limits of what Twitter's playback feature can. So, all the way back to November of 2023. So, unfortunately, I cannot find that picture.
That's crazy. This man was
Yeah.
searching.
Yeah. That's why it's quiet for a bit.
Searching.
I says my dedication is real, but I
Oh my
did
goodness.
try. But there's a limit to how far you can go back, unfortunately. So.
It's all right. I have a file for them, so I can I'll post them again and post the video that kind of puts them all together. But I basically did my own version of the tarot cards because I was kind of like in a creative rut and didn't know exactly what to take pictures of. So I was like, oh, I'll just make my own tarot cards with like the pictures that I've taken already.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
Okay.
that's what I ended up doing.
Man, that all right. Well, you know what? That's another insight for y'all. If you get stuck in a creative space, just think of something outside the box, even if it's not something that you're like, oh, this is exactly what I do all the time. Nah, dude, just do something. Do
Yeah.
something out of the ordinary. It'll get you back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I do like art projects, VP art projects. You know, like
Yeah.
whenever, yeah, if I like stuck and don't know exactly what to take a picture of, and then I'll come up with some crazy idea. Like in Ghost of Tsushima, I did
Mhm.
pop art animal butts.
Did
So
you
I
say animal
literally
butts?
was taking, yeah, I was taking
I
pictures
mean,
of all
that's
the
very
animal butts.
abstract.
Yeah.
Just saying.
She said animal butts so casually. With-
And then like I did a wiki on how to put a band together, and I was using the Mongolians because they're all huddled up around the fire singing and like
That's
playing.
amazing.
so it was a
So I
bunch
did
of
a wiki
animal butts
how on how to
huddled.
put it.
A
Yeah,
Mongolian band.
A
yeah. It's like
Mongolian
a wiki
animal butt
how to wiki hows. I did it. Yeah, wiki how for the putting a band together, and I did it like, and I used to do like comics. Like I did it for Red
band.
Dead. Like I made comics.
Okay, cool. Are they also animal butt comics?
No, just the ones for Ghost of Tsushima, because they're the only ones that
Okay,
were actually like always eating. So
gotcha. Yeah, I want to see an animal butt band comic. That's what I want to see. I want to see it.
but yeah, I'll repost the pop art butts and all the other stuff. But like yeah, I like I said, I
So
just done
cool
a
though,
lot of like art projects.
dude. You're so creative. That's freaking dope. Oh man, I love it. I absolutely love it. I know we got I think I think Nash asked a question, right?
Yeah, we got a few questions. Do we even have time for those or
We got 4 minutes, and then if it goes a little over, it's okay.
okay. So first question. Jen mentioned VP opened doors for her to be doing what she's doing now. What
Mhm.
doors have been opened because of the interest in VP?
Um, I didn't mention this, but the actor who plays Rocket, Alex Weiner,
Mm.
he uses my photos for his autographs
Oh,
on Streamly. Um, and I mean, and that's because of VP, and because I stuck to my style. He really enjoyed it, and he asked me if he can use my photos for his to do autographs on Streamly, and that was my first really big like milestone too, because I'm like, I can't believe it.
yeah.
One of the actors from a game that I really enjoy playing has asked me to use my photos.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
And like I said, that's why I normally don't really like broadcast a lot of stuff, like if I get somebody following me or whatever, or
Mhm.
somebody likes a picture, but it just, like I said, it just, that in itself validates that what I'm doing is right. Like
Mhm.
I'm on the right path,
Right.
and I'm glad that I haven't strayed from it and felt discouraged to like, no, I'm just gonna go and do my thing.
Yeah, we'd be very sad if you left. I think I can say that for a lot of people.
Yeah, I would
So,
agree with that.
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
really glad that you're here and that you decided to stay. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, the community's great. I mean, there's some days there's some drama. I'm
Yeah.
not a part of it.
Fair.
I like to watch it, but I'm not a part of it.
I
Oh
like to
yeah,
watch.
share the popcorn with me. Yes, totally.
Yes, like I'm drinking my tea and eating my popcorn in the comments. But but overall, the community is a very welcoming community. It's a great community.
Mhm.
But I mean, even if I wasn't, like I said, I started getting more involved back in 2021 when I did the VP awards.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I mean, I was posting pictures here and there.
Mhm.
It was more like, for me, it was like scrapbooking, because I'm kind of like posting pictures of things that happen, like the things you do when you're playing online with your friends and taking pictures with
Gotcha.
everybody.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, you're still part of the community.
Mhm.
And
Very much.
that's what I liked about it. And I met amazing people being a part of this community as well, and that I'm still friends with. So, I'm glad I went the direction that I went, and I'm happy with the time that has taken me to get to this point, because the things that I've achieved, as far as with the actor using my photos, to being a finalist, pretty much 2020, 21, 2022 winning, and then I was a finalist again in 2023 for the creative category. So like, it just lets me know not only am I where I need to be, but it lets me know that I'm improving every year.
Mhm.
Every year I just keep getting better, and I keep working on everything. Like, I'm not like saying I'm like the perfect by any means, but I'm just saying that there's always room for improvement. And when you stop trying to learn new things or challenge yourself, you become stagnant and stale, and that's not where I want to be.
Felt. Definitely felt. 1000% everything she just said. That was
Well said.
yeah. Nope, that exactly. Well said. Very well said. Not much you can really come with after that. Yeah. I feel like everybody at least a lot of VPs that have experienced that can definitely attest to everything you just spoke on. So that's what's up. That's definitely what's up. Okay. Are there any other questions in 7? Or
One more.
got you.
The beauty of portraits/landscapes is obvious to the most popular with people. What makes abstract beautiful to you? Talking to you, Jin. What draws you in?
Abstract for me is perfectly imperfect, because striving for perfection is honestly impossible, but you can have connection. So if I have a connection with the photo that I'm taking, that's what makes it work for me. And that's what I loved about abstraction. I have a connection with everything that I do, whether it be about something that happened to me, as far as a way to, like something at work. I will use that as a way of expressing myself through abstraction.
Deep.
But for me, abstraction is perfectly imperfect.
That is deep. That's mad deep. How bruh.
Can't top that. Can't top
Right,
that.
you can't top that. Like how do you can't make this up. Like she just dropped the bomb of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Abstract is perfectly imperfect. That's fire. Dang. Yeah, no, I think that's our quote for the episode.
Yep.
For sure.
Would
Yep.
agree.
Yeah, that's it right there. Dang. Hey, man. Okay. Well, I think considering that's our last question and we just got the most perfect quote for our episode, I think that's a good spot to come to a close.
Where can people find you?
I'm on X, and also on Instagram.
Oh, I did
On
not link
Instagram,
your
I have.
Instagram. Oh no, I'll have to update that.
I know about the Instagram. Hold up. We got this. We got this. We got this. We're professional, I promise.
We'll make sure to update it in the description. So, yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, I mean, this was great. Thank you again for having me.
Yes, friend. We are so glad that you came through. Oh, yep. I have it right here in 7. I found it.
Nice.
Found her thing.
Cool.
Just gotta make sure it's the right one because she has like 2, I think.
Yeah, one is mainly for photography, and the other one's for the
We'll just
VP
put
and
both. We'll just put both in there. Why not? I have room in the
No,
description.
it's photographer viewing the world from an abstract lens. Is that the one? With that,
yeah, I think that's the for is it studios at the end?
does it have studios at the end? I see a WordPress.com link. I see a lot of your abstract photography in here, so
Yeah.
okay. Okay, cool. All right, I got it in 7.
Cool.
We're professional. We did it.
Yeah, we'll just definitely update that a little bit later, but it should be in all that fun stuff. So yeah, definitely give her a follow. It's been amazing taking time out of your day.
Yep, that is
to
at the
hang out
Kinching
with
Trap.
us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for agreeing to come onto the show. We're very, very appreciative of the fact that you decided to do this, and we always, 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 always love having any guests that we do on, but we always want to make sure that whoever is on feels like they're at the top of the world, and that's exactly where you are, Jen. So keep doing exactly what you're doing, okay?
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciated that you guys were talking about the VP for autism because that's very, very important for me.
Yeah, we had to mention it. We had to. You're Jin, just like that. What's that guy? I forgot what his name is, but he says like you're Jin. We have to know. Like, yeah, no, that guy. But yeah, no, we definitely had to go ahead and mention that. We couldn't have you on there without having any mention of it. So, yeah. But again, thank you for coming onto the show, Jin. Before we leave, do you have any final thoughts?
Um, just enjoy the ride. Just enjoy the journey. Like, ignore the likes, the follows, because once you start paying attention to that, it's no longer fun. It becomes like a second job, and it takes the fun out of the journey itself when it comes to VP. So
Right.
just enjoy it. Don't take it so seriously.
All right. Yeah. Don't take it seriously, y'all. You heard her. And in 7, any final thoughts?
Nope, not really. I'm just gonna have to mull over this episode. It's been really fun, and yeah,
Right.
pretty much blown away. So that's why my
No,
brain is not
seriously.
braining right now.
No, I get you. I get you. It has been very difficult to come up with things to say because she has been absolutely destroyed this podcast. She has made it so good for this episode. So yeah, it's hard for us to really come back with anything when she's like stole the show. So,
Oh my
but
goodness. That's making
yeah.
me blush over here.
But yeah, no, I mean, definitely. Again, thank you. Thank you in 7 for always being a great host. I know that you're sick, but I really appreciate that you're on here anyway. So, always happy to have you around. I'm really glad that you're my host, my co-host, bud.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then also get your neck game up. Get your buff neck game up.
Oh, I was
You know
wondering
what
when
it
you're
is.
gonna bring up about neck.
You know exactly what time it is, okay? Get them thick necks, boy. I want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs, boy, on your neck. That's what I want to see. I want to see it all. I need you to get in there and go like, That's what you should sound like whenever you're stretching your neck with them neck muscles. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna call her out. Turret, you were talking to me about not doing your neck muscle training the other day. You were like, oh, I do stretching for my neck. I don't care about no stretching for your neck. If all of y'all are saying that, you ain't doing it right. Start getting weights on there. Because I know you take them vertical shots. So do it, okay? All right. Thank you. This has been Pixel Focus. Get them neck workouts in. We're done. Goodbye. Appreciate you.
Bye.